All right, what's going on in the Vulcan verse, everybody? Welcome to PYR Moonshot, episode 1, looking deeper into the token that powers the Vulcan verse. On Discord, I go by Moonshot. That's just an old, just a quick intro. That's an old Discord name. I've had it for a long time. I did some previous channels before, and they're always kind of dedicated to one project. I don't ever do YouTube channels that go over many projects. I like to just pick one, focus on it, and kind of stay there until we achieve our goals. And that is what we are going to do with this channel. I think my first channel was in 2017. I got really into Neo at the time, and I started a channel called PYR Moonshot, and it kind of took off and was pretty successful. So this is the newest version of that. And most important thing is this channel is not about me at all. It's about all things Vulcanverse, with a heavy focus on the PYR token itself. You know, when you're on the Discord and some of the other social media channels, you're not really meant to talk, have price discussion. I understand that the Discord is more meant to kind of keep everybody in the community up to speed on all the new advancements and what's going on. The last thing they want on the general feed there is for it to turn into a price discussion, etc. So again, the nice thing about this channel is we can be free to do whatever we want in this channel. If I want to talk about things in the Vulcanverse, news, notes, updates, gameplay, I can, but I also can get deep into the PYR token. And really, that is probably the lane I will be in a lot. If you see, in my old channel, Neo, we talked about everything that related to the token. We got into the fundamental analysis, technical analysis, trends, news notes, and stuff like that. So I don't think I'm going to be wasting a lot of your time doing technical analysis on the PYR token, because I don't really think technical analysis applies very much right now when you have a token like PYR that has so much fundamentally going for it, that I think we would be wasting a lot of time digging into the technicals. Not to say that we're not going to, because that is really one of my main passions, is trading cryptos. In fact, I've been a pretty active trader up until about the point I discovered Vulcanverse and PYR, and since then I've been playing a lot more games and hanging out in the verse, and focusing on the potential fundamental play that we're looking at here. The PYR Moonshot is the goal of the channel. Now, again, I'm actually just kind of excited to get past this first video. I just thought I wanted to, there's other things I want to dig into right away, but I thought it would be weird to start with some of the game theory, advanced tokenomics, and things like that without doing this quick intro video, because I have to assume that some people that are coming into this video may not really understand what the Vulcanverse is all about, what the PYR token is all about. It's set. So let's get through this first video, and then every video, in the way I work, is once I dig in and start a channel for a token, I'm going to stay there until the goal is accomplished. And we'll get into the goal of the channel in the next frame. So let's go ahead and do that now. Oh, there we go. All right, sorry. It's been a minute since I've done my vids, and I need glasses now. But when I did my last channel, I did not need glasses, but I'm getting old, so bear with me as I clean my glasses like an old man. All right, so the goal of the channel, we're going to grow the community, and we're going to have fun while discussing all things Vulcanverse and PYR. I mean, really, that's it. Again, we're going to be a little bit freer here in the discussions on the channel every video to talk about whatever we want. I'm going to be looking for input from you guys, things that you want to talk about, things that you may, that things that you're excited about or things that you might be concerned about. This is going to be a free forum to discuss all of that. And I will be going through all of the questions and comments and whatnot. And a lot of times you'll see what I'll do in my channels is I'll bring those comments into the next video and we'll dig in, especially if it's something that, I'm really interested. Oftentimes we will get into things that are popping on the Discord. And we'll bring that to the channel here. It's kind of like a free form discussion. And really this video format is nice because it allows you guys to sit there, forage for those gems and whatnot in PYR, or play Berserk while listening to this guy in a hat just rant about all things PYR. And that is one thing that will end up happening. These will probably become long form videos. If I try to make a 10-minute video, it usually ends up being an hour long. If I try to make a 40-minute video, it turns into 2 hours. And any of you guys who have seen me on the Discord realize that I have a very hard time not throwing walls of text up every time I want to make a point. So I guess this is kind of my pulpit to throw my walls of text up in video format and kind of like let everything flow out of my crazy brain into this channel. But again, we're going to have fun. We're going to help build an already big community with this channel. And again, it has nothing to do with me. If you go back to my old channels, you're never going to see any advertisements on the channel. This isn't going to be about me trying to gain subs. In fact, what I usually do once I accomplish my goal with the channel is I'll either just stop using it. Sometimes I'll just delete it. I don't really care. This has nothing to do with me. In fact, the last thing in the world I have any interest in is having a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers and all that stuff. I am a family man. I've got 2 daughters. One who just turned 15, the other one is 8, and my wife. They are all very demanding of my time, so I don't have much time to become a YouTube, and I can't do this every day. And probably at some point, my wife is going to tell me enough. The channel's over. You gotta get back in line. But anyways, so next thing we're gonna broadcast PYR's Moonshot, and the goal is either going to be a $10 billion market cap, as mentioned by Jap, and we're going to get into Jap. If you're really new to Vulcanverse, you should start with all of Jap's articles, and I will link them here. Once you download everything that he has brought forth in terms of information, then maybe come back and dig a little bit deeper with me. But he mentions in one of his supply shock articles about PYR about a $10 billion market cap, and really that is quite in line with what I think the goal is. It's to be a top 20 token on CoinGecko. And again, not to keep bringing back old stuff, but when I started broadcasting Neo, we were about $2, and I think we were ranked about 200. And we did achieve the goal of that channel at the time. I think I quit doing the videos on. I had a little bit of a falling out with the token itself. I got a little frustrated, and that's another thing with me. I'm going to give you my truth as best I can. And with Neo, it was a very successful project, but at the very end, there was some FUD that happened. The team created it too. They kind of created a new token called Ontology aside from Neo, and that really upset me because I thought that it was completely unnecessary. It was it's very different than the PYR Lava relationship here. Ontology ended up being a project started by the team behind Neo that really was trying to do a lot of what Neo was going to do, and I knew that was going to water down the project, and I had a lot of very vocal videos kind of expressing my frustration and concerns with it. I was on the Reddit. I wrote like a 5-page paper on the Reddit about it. I got really deep into it. So that's the kind of like dedication you're going to get from me, and how and how much detail we will get into, but I think that a top 20 ranking for PYR is just about right. Once we get there, we're really going to be, you know, to what I think, because again, we're a GameFi blockchain. And not that a GameFi blockchain can't go into the top 10, it certainly can. And of course, once we get to top 20, we can easily have a blow off top and get into the top 10. But let's just be realistic here. And I think a top 20 token for all the things that we have going on in the Vulcanverse is easily doable. And we're going to broadcast that on this channel. We might do, you know, I guess it depends on how much the content comes to me, all the new things that are happening, the PYR token, Lava token, Vulcanverse, it's set. We will, you know, maybe it'll be a video a week, maybe it'll be more than that, maybe it'll be a little bit less, because, you know, I don't even know. Again, I'm a family man with a demanding family, and so this is going to be secondary. But that's another thing. Again, I can't wait to get past this first intro video, so I can just stop making it about me and what's not. But you know, luckily for me, I've been wanting to do this channel for a while, but I've had a lot of very busy things happening in my life, all good. And now I'm finally at a point where a lot of good things are happening for me, where I have a lot of extra time. I've been able to dissolve some of my other businesses and focus much more on what we're doing here with PYR. And then we have land staking coming up here this month, which is going to help out even more. That's going to let me be home a lot more and give me more of an opportunity to do these videos about the PYR token and the Vulcanverse. Okay, so as well, we're going to dig deeper into game theory around Vulcanverse. We're going to dig into the advanced tokenomics of Vulcanverse, land, PYR, and lava. So I spend almost more time on the marketplace channel in Discord than I do in the general, just because that is what I am extremely fascinated and interested by, the tokenomics connecting land in the Vulcanverse with PYR, the token, which you need to buy the land, and then the lava, which is something you earn in game, which is going to essentially be the gas of the entire, I say network, but we have a new blockchain coming up called Elysium, which is going to end up being the be-all, end-all blockchain L1 solution for all serious GameFi projects. I mean, there will be others, but like, if you're like, as soon as you get into this Vulcanverse, Vulcan Forged, PYR, and you spend some time, you are going to realize that the one thing completely different about this project than just about any other project I've been a part of is all they ever do is over deliver. So when I say this is going to become the go-to blockchain for gaming, that comes directly from the CEO, Jamie, and everybody who's in the know about this. And when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. So if you're new to PYR, congratulations, you are early. Elysium hasn't even launched yet. They're at testnet. The token, we've had a huge crypto downturn. So even though PYR was at like $50, you know, months ago, sometime in the last couple of months, we had some issues, all taken care of. We're trading at like $15 right now. So, you know, congratulations to you if you are just discovering PYR, because the more you learn, the more you're going to want to hodl that PYR, accumulate as much as possible. Okay. We're also going to stay up to date on the latest news and notes of Vulcan Forged. We're going to scan the marketplace for trends. Again, I like to spend a lot of time in the marketplace, and what really, you know, as I'm sitting there watching whatever show my wife likes to watch, and pretend that I'm watching it, I'm usually just on the marketplace scanning for good deals, kind of trying to see where we are, what's the floor for land prices, what's the floor for vulcanite prices and whatnot. So there's a world of stuff to get into. And once we get, again, past this first video, this intro video, we're going to dig deeper, which is exactly what I want to do. And the other thing I love about this community is like, there are so many people that I can relate to. It does seem to be somehow a strange occurrence where so many people that think similarly in this kind of advanced game theory slash crypto slash tokenomics, but also want to be a part of a great community, have come together. And I've never seen anything like it. I've been a part of good communities in the past, but I've never seen anything like this community. And I don't even want to give away a lot of the, because we're going to get into that in other videos, but you know, there's nothing like the community of Vulcanverse. There just simply is not. I've never seen anything like it. The Discord, you can spend all day hanging out there. You can hang out there all day on Fridays and just post memes. You probably will be talking to the CEO, even though he should probably spend more time not on the Discord and less time on the Discord. But then at the same time, like I posted last night in the Discord, we have a CEO in here who posts all day long. Sometimes he's the first person somebody new to the Discord talks to. They don't even realize it. While also, you know, posting memes, having fun, making jokes, and then, oh yeah, by the way, we just landed a deal with a Fortune 500 company. These are things you're going to get used to when you're in the Vulcanverse as a PYR token holder. And that is a really good thing to get used to when there's lots of let's just say not all of crypto is like that. I'm sure we can all tell stories of our least favorite projects, but this is the complete opposite. I've never seen anything like it, and that is exactly why I am confident we are going to hit our goal of a top 20 token on CoinGecko. And there's going to be lots more. All right, so let's get in. Okay, PYR tokenomics. You know, let's just start here. We've got a current market cap of $378 million. Which puts us, I think we're like ranked 190, right around 200, which is exactly where I want to be, because, you know, that means that in order to get to a $10 billion market cap, what is that, like a, you know, 25x or something like that, 30x, somewhere in there, which I'm sure everybody will appreciate that, right? If we can do a 25 or 30x, I would say that we all are going to be pretty excited and feel like this was a successful hop. Okay, this is interesting too. This is something you know, back when I'm doing my token analysis and I'm trying to, if I'm on Lunar Crush and stuff, trying to figure out what token I want to hodl or add to my portfolio. I'm always looking at trading volume because trading volume does not lie. Sure, there's wash trading sometimes. Binance does a lot of wash trading, but that only lasts for so long. You know, you can dig in and you can really tell. If you're really trying to do some fundamental analysis on token, you can easily see if it has legit trading volume. PYR has legit trading volume. It also, the other thing, and again, I just want to get through this video because I could probably spend an entire episode talking about this, but you know, one of the things that is completely unique and fascinating to PYR is that it really doesn't need, of course it's affected by the overall market trends, but because it is a P2E GameFi project, that I feel like we're going to see times in the future where the entire crypto market could have a drawdown, and we're starting to see little glimpses of that right now, where because it's a gaming project that uses cryptocurrency on the blockchain via Elysium, doesn't have to have a drawdown like the other tokens, like whether it, because again, you know, how many smart contract platforms are there? You know, you got Ethereum, the beast, and then you have, you know, hundreds of other copycats. How many exchange tokens are there? There's so many of them. And again, yes, the metaverse is getting very popular. A lot of people are interested in having metaverse tokens here, but they are just going to struggle to keep up with what we're doing here with the PYR token in the Vulcanverse. It's just a fact, and you just have to spend some time here to know that there's little chance for any of these other projects to compete with us long term, considering everything that we have going for us, from the technology to the wide suite of games, to how everything connects, from the NFTs to the land to staking. I mean, there's going to be people that literally it's their job to play games, and it's something that was rumored years ago, but the metaverse is here to stay. And this is like a true P2E metaverse, where it's not like, it's a little bit different than they use the metaverse term, like like Facebook changed their name to Meta and whatnot. That's all great. That's all like, okay, exist and be in this metaverse, but this is different. This is an entire metaverse with economics. We got banking. You got NFT platforms. You can design NFTs, trade NFTs, swap NFTs, buy NFTs. All of those also plug into the many suite of games. So anyway, so I $68 million in trading volume right now, which is higher than Kusama. Kusama, is a top 60 token. In fact, our 24-hour trading volume, I think when I looked, was higher than at least like 20 to 30% of the top 50 or 100 projects. It was, I think I was looking at. So that gives you an idea. Fully diluted valuation, $792 million. So we're not even a fully, so I mean, that just shows you what's possible. Once all the tokens are completely diluted, we're still only at $792 billion. Circulating supply is only 23 million tokens. Total supply 50 million. Max supply 50 million. And again, what I love about the max supply being only 50 million is, you can like for example, all right, let's just go ahead and dig into it. I think I pulled some up just so I can look at. All right, here, what's one? Solana. So Solana has a total supply of 500. So Solana, great project. Another one, ranked number 7. Another one of those smart contract platforms. They seem like they're like a dime a dozen these days. That used to be my bread and butter, trying to find that new hot smart contract platform that you knew better than the rest. They're the best, blah, blah, blah. Neo was one, Solana's one. There's a new one all of the time. And again, that's what makes our project different, because Elysium is trying to be, that go-to L1 solution for GameFi projects. And we have a lot of partners that are coming on board. But again, so I mean, we're trading right now at $15 with a max supply of 50 million. Solana has a total supply of 508 million tokens, 10 times our total supply, and it's trading at $120, over 10x what we're trading now. So if we achieve our goal and we get into the top 20, you can see how quickly we could move into the triple digits very easily. And in my opinion, 4 digits is quite possible for the PYR token. And that's really mind-blowing, especially for a lot of us who are landowners in the Vulcanverse, who are going to be getting those sweet PYR staking rewards. When PYR is a triple-digit token, you can start to understand what that's going to do, how kind of life-changing monthly income that could be for people that are involved. But let's get back into it. Too carried away. All right. And this again, please go read Jap's articles. Some of these pullouts are from his articles. I think he maybe has like 15 articles. He gets into every single aspect of the Vulcanverse, and it's just absolutely must-read information for anybody who's trying to learn. In fact, if you're on the Discord and you ask a question, usually they just give the command Jab, and then you're going to get all of his articles. So again, if you haven't read his articles, turn off my video and go read all of his articles, and then come back so we can really dig in. All right. So I said, read Jap's articles on PYR's potential supply shock, but this is the key. There are 5,756 plots of land that can potentially, now there's over 9,000 plots total. But if every plot were to go to level 7, the most that could even do that is 5,756 plots of land can potentially upgrade to level 7. Based on the current supply of 23.9 million PYR. I think when he did his, it was like 18 million. That's why I have the asterisk there. All right. It'll take 3,300 PYR per plot to get to level 7. Okay. Or if you combine all of that times the plots times 3,300, that's a total of almost 19 million PYR that would be needed. Okay, to get all of those plots up to level 7. That is a little bit less. That's the total supply is 50 million. And if everybody wants to level 7, like I'm focused on level 4, which is going to be an Elysium node. But it's going to be hard when you've been involved for a long time, and then level 5 comes available. Like FOMO is going to kick in, and a lot of us who are at level 4 at the time are going to probably want to move up to level 5. What I think will probably end up happening is there's a lot of people in the Vulcanverse right now that have multiple plots. 10 plots, 20 plots, 50 plots. Who even knows? There's tons. There's some giant pieces of land that are owned by single people that either they're already rich, or they probably are now, or they just got in early. But what I think will end up happening is it'll become so expensive in PYR to keep graduating, is I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those massive plot owners who have dozens of them start to dwindle them down, and maybe they'll go for 10 or 5 or maybe just 2 level 7 plots. But again, that's almost the entire circulating supply, what it's going to take. So you just understand when you look at these numbers, how in demand PYR is going to be. You're going to have demand from people that are just new to the Vulcanverse, that are trying to get a hold of their first piece of land. Maybe they just want to play Berserk and they want to have a Vulcanite. Maybe they want a new Berserk card. One thing that Jamie and Vulcan Forged is good at is getting people to get rid of their PYR. They always have enticing offers and new things coming that makes people have a really hard time holding onto that PYR, which is all good for the ecosystem. So happy to see that. I know they've gotten plenty from me for land. All right, so now consider that since Jap's article, Vulcan Forged has also announced PYR staking for Elysium nodes, which will give it's either Elysium nodes or Forge nodes. We'll dig into that more. I think it's kind of connected, but I put an asterisk there because I have to look a little bit deeper into that. But either way, point being, this was just announced that there's going to be a lot of people that want to be a part of Vulcanverse. They want to hodl that sweet PYR, but they're not going to want to spend all day like a lot of us degenerates playing Vulcanverse, playing Berserk, foraging little crystals and running around the Vulcanverse, hanging out in plots with 40 other people on a plot. There's ways that you don't have to be that degenerate and also, stake PYR. So that's a whole new thing that's been added. So, aside from, what Jap is telling us here, we have this new, variable to add to the equation. The PYR staking with just PYR. How many people are going to want to get transaction fees, and they're going to want to get rewarded PYR just by holding PYR, whether it's 1,000 or 2,000, 5,000. You're going to get some whales in here that are going to realize, well, I can have 10,000 PYR and stake that. So all of these things are going to increase the pressure on the supply You know, the demand is there, and the demand is only going to increase because, again, you know, and we're going to dig deep into this, but you know, the Elysium blockchain, when it's launched fully, is going to have other non-Vulcanverse games that are going to be on the blockchain that are going to be using the PYR token. Again, think about that. Think about the demand on that token, considering we are right now at $15 a PYR. You know, 50 million max supply. I mean, it's insane to even think about that. I mean, what is Ethereum's max supply is 100 million and trades, you know, 3,000 in the thousands. So it's not at all hard to imagine PYR trading at 4 digits or close to 4 digits. But again, that's many videos away. Let's not get carried away. I don't want, even though Moonshot is my moniker, and I am going to try to hype us all the way there. I will be there hyping there all the way to triple digits at least, and probably a lot further. But you know, we have to be realistic. Again, I say this a lot in my videos. I am not a financial analyst. So if I was, I'd be able to say it. I'm not a financial analyst in any way. I'm literally just a guy in a hat, giving you my opinion, telling you kind of what some of my strategies are, and I'm welcoming other people to get involved in that. That's it. So take all of my advice with a grain of salt. I promise you one thing, I'm going to give you my truth. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I'm not going to be shilling anything else. I'm not going to be on this channel trying to get you to buy my other bags or anything like that. This is going to be all 100%. This channel is 100% dedicated to the community, 100% dedicated to the PYR token and the Vulcanverse and all things related. There's not going to be advertisements. It's not going to be anything like that. It's not about me. It's about us as a community. Okay. Moving on. Elysium. So I had the Elysium Vulcanverse Forge's own L1 blockchain solution that will quickly become the go-to chain for GameFi projects, all powered by PYR and Lava. Again, Lava, that gas part of the ecosystem that we'll probably have to spend an entire video discussing. Now, focusing on why PYR is going to be in such demand, and as Jab tells us, why there probably is going to be a supply shock, which I think it was one of his original articles that got me to FOMO so hard. Like I probably, my story is probably quite similar to a lot of your guys' stories, where it was like, okay, what's this PYR token all about? I found it on Lunar Crush. It had a really high rating, and I was looking to expand, sell something, dump something. And I just kind of was like looking to trade it. And then, you know, it might have even taken me like a few days just to get to the market and understand like what's going on here with all this land. And then once you start to dig into it, you know, your mind is blown. You try to figure out what's going on. You go to the Discord like I did, like a lot of people do. You sit there and ask stupid question after stupid question after stupid question, and they're all politely answered. Nick's VV, I think I was the first person that answered my questions, and then I think he answered the next 50 that I had probably over the next week, which led me to buying my first piece of land, kind of probably towards the top. I think I spent my first piece of land I bought in Arcadia by the Summer Palace was like 1,200 PYR, and I was like, you know, super pumped about that price. Let's just say that prices came down, but listen, that is my absolute favorite go-to piece of land, and you will never get that piece of land from me. That piece of land is never going on the marketplace. That is my absolute favorite. That's my OG. That's my initial one. But let's just say since then, and I thought I'd be good with just the one, and that's just not what happens, because you spend time on the marketplace. Oh, that's a good deal. Oh, what's up here? And then I eventually bought a piece of land in Boreas, close to Vulcan City. And now I realize, well, that piece of land is really nice to start my landmark runs from, you know. And then you really go down into the true depths of PYR and Vulcanverse degeneracy, where you are looking for plots of land in every quadrant, so that in case you need to, you can, you know, start off in whatever quadrant you want. I mean, I even bought recently a piece of land in Hades, which I talk a lot of smack about them down there in Hades. But again, the beauty of Vulcanverse, every single plot of land is equal in its own way. Yes, some have buffed abilities. You know, they have plus 5% foraging and all that. But again, that isn't what everybody's goal is. What everybody's goal is going to be different. I talked about this on the Discord last night. Somebody had a question in the marketplace. The desirable plots are kind of an ever-changing thing. They have been for me. Historically, yeah, buff lands close to Vulcan City, but now I'm noticing people that want plots. Fishing is coming up, so it's going to be a new whole way to gather items instead of foraging, which we do now. They're going to be fishing. So people want to have plots down by the ports. There's people that just want to have plots by themselves off by the water to have a beautiful thing just to be left alone and foraged. There's people that want to be right by the middle of the action in Vulcan City. It's set. And again, the beauty of the ecosystem is every single plot of land that you buy can be leveled up the same as any other. So somebody could have the exact corner right next to Vulcan City, maybe one of the most expensive pieces of land. And I think somebody's selling one right now for like 10,000 PYR. Don't think they're ever going to get it, but who knows, right? And, but in reality, you could find a piece of land at the absolute corner of Hades and level that land up just as fast as they can with that land right next to Vulcan City, or as fast as I can my beautiful plot by the Summer Palace. You're going to get the same staking rewards and the same rights from that one piece of land as anybody else. And that's what makes Vulcanverse land the most essential NFT in the entire Vulcanverse. And I paid very close attention to Jamie when he was on the Discord time and time again, talking about how just buy more land, how important land was. And these are things I focused on, and he has been nothing but consistent with that from day one. And I really do appreciate that because it's the core of it. Like recently we just, we're getting ready to launch another universe, really another metaverse in the entire Vulcan Forge ecosystem called Troy, which will be related to Vulcanverse. It said it's going to be another piece of land across the water, but all of those plots, but I think there's going to be like 20,000 of those, none of those are going to have the same rights and capabilities of Vulcanverse land. You'll be able to do a lot of cool things, build and all that stuff, but you're not going to be able to get those sweet PYR staking rewards. So what I think is going to end up happening is Troy is going to bring even new players in that are going to be trying to play the game, the PTE for the lava. Because that could be, that could be your own business in and of itself, just foraging for lava, fishing for lava, staking for lava. And that's another thing we didn't mention. Besides all the other things we said that's going to put a demand on the supply of PYR, you can already hold PYR in your wallet, your Vulcan Forged wallet, to get free lava. So that's a third staking option that I forgot to even mention. That just kind of explains the depth of this token, just how expansive it is and what's possible. But again, Vulcanverse land is the most essential NFT in the entire Vulcanverse. And so many people are going to want to use that PYR they hodl to get more land. That's what happens to me. And that's what happens to a lot of people. It's very difficult for me right now. I have been around for a while. Not near as long as a lot of these people, but I am still running around the Vulcanverse with my little fox. I love my fox, and I've had so many times where I've been looking at getting a new Vulcanite because it's like, well, gee, I've been around for a while. I got to do my part and get a Vulcanite. But every time I try to spend 200 or 300 PYR on a Vulcanite, I end up going, well, another 100 or 200 PYR, and you can get another piece of land. This happens to me over and over. I do think I'm close to kind of like my max quantity now, where I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to buy more land, and I do like on the marketplace. I have Vulcanite selected a lot, and we'll get into that in just a second. But again, that's probably why this channel is necessary, even though there's a lot of content in the Vulcanverse community. there's so much happening, and there's so many there's so many moving parts that there could probably be 10 more Vulcanverse YouTube channels, and we can still barely cover all things encompassing the Vulcanverse. But Vulcanites, I mentioned that. Essential and limited in-game NFTs that can be used in many of the Vulcan Forge games: Vulcanverse, Berserk, Tower Defense, Forge Arena, and more. And again, the beauty of these NFTs, these are already some of the most valuable NFTs in the world. Right? People talk about mooncats and stuff. I own a bunch of mooncats. I got caught up in that before. I got into Vulcanverse, and I'm glad. Like I told my daughter, someday this mooncat's gonna help pay for you to get into college, but probably is gonna end up being the Vulcanverse land that ends up doing that. But again, all of these NFTs, some of the baddest ass artwork you've ever seen. Then they can actually be used in the game. Like imagine having an NFT that runs around with you in the game, battling other Vulcanites, foraging for materials, valuable materials, possibly even foraging for an NFT that can be traded for PYR in the marketplace. Okay, so and limited. Some of them are editions. There's only 100 of them in total. I think I think it was the Silver Warrior. I think it's level 7 that I think went for almost $160,000. Completely limited. Might have even been a one of one. There's a couple of those, but the prices that some of these go for are mind-boggling. But again, if you look at it as a limited edition NFT, it makes a lot of sense. Like, do you want to have a badass in-game NFT, or do you want to go buy one of 100,000 different iconic little NFT characters that really can't do much, that are really popular, whether it's CryptoPunk and all that stuff, which are great. And to anybody who bought a CryptoPunk early, congratulations, you probably got almost wealthy off of that. I kind of think that's going to happen here too. For example, some of the most popular NFTs in the games that people love to collect are the gods. Every god has its own ability, and again, I don't want to get too carried away, but Zeus and Cronus have the ability to level up 3 lands each, so you actually get more staking rewards. You save money on things in the marketplace. So how the breadth of the economy behind the games that connect to the NFTs is unreal, and it's addictive. That's why the community is growing so fast. But again, just moving on, because I have no, I'm already probably 40 minutes into this. I can't even tell, and I have to get this done at some point. Berserk cards. Perhaps the most addictive card game in history, where you don't have to pay to win, but it sure helps. I have not, again, my same problem. I love Berserk. I play it all the time. I've gotten really good with that standard deck. And I sure would love to have some of those awesome cards that go for 50 or 100 or 150 PYR on the marketplace, but I'm still stuck on that land addiction. But some people, are addicted to the Berserk cards, and there's more and more coming out. So again, Berserk cards, you have just new cards, new editions that are going for hundreds of PYR. Again, more demand on the PYR token to help cause that supply shock that Jap talked about, that all of us know is going to happen. Troy and Atlantis land, future Vulcan Forge games that will connect to the Vulcanverse and bring even more gamers into the P2 ecosystem. Again, Troy and Atlantis land, 2 new games connected to the Vulcanverse that are going to also need PYR for them, for you to purchase if you want to get into the game. So you have all of these things putting pressure on a token that is only in limited supply, 50 million total supply, and it's only trading for $15. Ranked around 200. So please, go find me a project that has so much built into it, so much going on, so much active community growth, active community participation that is only $15 for a 50 million total supply token. You're just not going to find it. And again, if you're watching this video you're early. Please understand that, because again, like I said, the next one, other Elysium blockchains. Elysium's not even launched yet. Our L1 solution that is going to, run on Pyre and Lava. More demand. So Hustle, Chumbi Valley, some of these other games that are coming. I mean, Hustle is, going to be a huge game in and of itself. Chumbi Valley, all these games are going to use the Pyre token to power their games. All right, so that kind of just a quick overview of the presentation. I'm not sure how long I've been talking, but I wanted to, just real quick, I pulled this up. This is, I just to show you how, let's see, this was the last channel I did with Neo, but you can see, once I move in, I'm going to be here for a long time. And we're gonna achieve our goal. In that video, channel I started in 2017, we started, I think, at $2 Neo. We got up to $200 somewhere during the, I think about like a year and a half later, we got into about $200 for a minute. Then it was like $150 a few weeks after that. But top 10, Neo hit the top 10, and that was during the channel. We had people. It was a very active community. We spend a lot of time in the comment section. We were always bringing information forward to the channel. That's kind of the same goal. That's what we're trying to do here. So I'm moving in for the long haul. I'm excited about it. I called Binance at $2 on that channel. Chainlink at 45 cents. So, I am a trader at heart. I really am. That is what I like to do. I like to research tokens and get my money into what I think are going to be moonshots. But my portfolio, my vast portfolio, is shrinking so fast because of Pyre and Vulcanverse that I'm having a hard time keeping other tokens when I can start trading them into more and more of that Pyre token to get me into all of the other things in the universe. And if we get to where I think we're headed, like, again, just understand, how vast this is. Besides Vulcanverse, Berserk, Forge Arena, Block Babies, Battle Chess, Coddle Pets, it's a massive ecosystem. It really is. And all the best things are upcoming. It's a really exciting time to get involved. Oh, that's right. I pulled up just because I was talking about here. Okay. So just again, I'm assuming some of you might be new, but so Vulcanverse land, right? Like, just look at this right now. This is just the current land page. I spend a lot of time here, and every one of these plots is your own piece of land in the Vulcanverse ecosystem. Let's just click on one. This one's here in Boreas. We've got a market. You can do your own auctions. You can buy auctions. There's many different ways to do the auctions. So if you want to live over here in the mountains, Boreas, you can have your piece of land. And then once you own that, let's see, this is only a level 1. It hasn't been sold to level 2. So in order to get staking, again, we're really gonna get into this in other videos, but just quickly, if you have a level 2 land and you have a total of 10,000 XP, which makes you a level 2 avatar, then you qualify for staking rewards. So this piece of land is going to get rewarded monthly staking rewards. We're not exactly sure the total. We just know, I believe it is 10 million Pyre. Again, supply shock. I didn't even mention that, but we have, I believe it's 10 million Pyre tokens that are set aside for future staking rewards over a 4-year period. So in order to get your land to level 2, you'd have to sow it. That costs 50 Pyre. More demand, more supply shock. But the nice thing is once it's a level 2 land, it always stays a level 2 land. You can sell it as a level 2 land. One of the things I've been talking about on the marketplace lately is how valuable level 2 already sold lands are, because you still have time, especially if you already have 10K XP, to buy a level 2 land and then get that first inaugural edition staking rewards. And if you miss it, so if you buy a level 1 land right now, you're going to have a really hard time, probably not going to be able to get that first rewards. And that's basically just lost fire. So all of my land is level 2 because I want to make sure that I qualify for staking rewards on each and every one of them. Okay, so that's all right. And again, Vulcanites. Just look at all these Vulcanites. And again, these can be used whatever level you're at. So if you're level 1, you can use level 1 Vulcanite, level 2, level 2. Some people just collect them because they're awesome. And every one has got its own capabilities. There's a wolf shadow. So basically you can run around the Vulcanverse in this. But again, 300 fire it's going for. Demand. But if you want to, you want to forage a valuable NFT, or you want to forage some diamonds or some topaz or some jade, then you might need to get yourself I said wolf shadow. This is the alpha of the deep forest. This is actually one of the ones I got my eyes on because it's a level 2, works perfect. So I'm close to starting to bidding up these alphas. But anyways, and then the last one to mention is into it. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. I've been talking for a long time, but we're going to get into game theory, advanced tokenomics, and all the other things that are coming up in the Vulcanverse. I really appreciate you guys watching this channel. I'm excited to grow this channel with you guys. I'm excited to get into the Discord with you guys later tonight, like I always do. Hear what everybody else's thoughts are, opinions, and whatnot. And again, community channel. If there's something that you want me to focus on, or if you have any questions I can help you with, anything, as long as it has to do with the Vulcanverse or the PYR token or the Lava token or anything that's involved. I'm happy to either discuss it, get into it, mention it for you, or whatnot. But I'm excited. But thank you for watching episode 1, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again soon.